Why is it romantic when a man shows up emotionally? I'm curious. Let's listen together and drop your thoughts in the comment section.
Why is it romantic when a man shows up emotionally, but expected when a woman does? Why is her empathy praised as special while hers is assumed to be standard? This unspoken imbalance quietly shapes the emotional dynamics in countless relationships, and is not just frustrating, it is exhausting. From childhood, boys are often conditioned to be tough and emotionally stoic. Man up, don't cry, be strong. These messages form the emotional armor many men carry into adulthood. On the other hand, girls are encouraged to express themselves, to care, to empathize, to nurture. So as adults, women are often seen as the emotional stewards of a relationship. Men get points for showing up. Women are penalized for needing anything in return. So when a man tears up in a heartfelt moment, it is seen as powerful. But when a woman does the same, it is often brushed off as predictable or worse, overwhelming. Her vulnerability, no matter how sincere, might be labeled too emotional. Her desire for emotional connection might be seen as needy. And that creates an uneven playing field, where emotional labor falls disproportionately on her shoulders. In many relationships, women are the emotional engines. They initiate the hard conversations, soothe the tension, remember the anniversaries, hold space for grief, and read the unspoken moods. They do the emotional tracking, the maintenance, the tending, and much of it goes unseen, unthanked, undervalued, that it becomes a silent expectation. Meanwhile, when a man shares his feelings, even occasionally, it's celebrated. He finally opened up, becomes a milestone. But why is emotional presence viewed as growth for one partner and a requirement for the other? Let's explore the emotional landscape further. Emotional labor isn't soft work. It's hard, invincible, and deeply tasking. It requires awareness, communication, and empathy. It's the glue that holds many relationships together. And too often, one partner is doing the majority of it while the other reaps the benefit. This imbalance doesn't just lead to resentment, it leads to emotional burnout. If a woman is constantly listening, soothing, translating emotions, and holding space, but not receiving the same in return, she may begin to feel unseen. She may silence her own needs, she may start shrinking to make room for someone else's growth. That is not intimacy, that's emotional erosion. And here is the twist. Many women don't realize how much emotional labor they're doing until they stop, until they get tired, until they start to wonder, who shows up for me the way I show up for them? This isn't about blaming men for being emotionally distant. Many were never taught how to be emotionally fluent. They didn't see it modeled. They weren't encouraged to practice it. But it's time we stop treating emotional vulnerability as a gendered trait. Emotional availability isn't heroic when men do it and hysterical when women do it. It's human. It should be neutral. Now let's go deeper. Who in your relationship initiates emotional repair? Who notices when things are off? Who apologizes first after a fight, not just for peace, but out of genuine care? If it's always one person, then there is emotional imbalance that can't be ignored. And when emotional effort is lopsided, it creates a pattern of one person carrying the weight of connection alone. That person may become emotionally exhausted. They may become hyper aware of every shift in tone, every silent dinner, every cold shoulder, because they feel it's their job to fix it. And over time, that vigilance turns into anxiety, into resentment, into loneliness. We often celebrate the breakthrough moments when a man says, I feel sad, or I need support, as monumental. And yes, they are powerful steps, but the deeper work lies in consistency. Vulnerability can't be a rare event that earns praise. It must be a consistent presence that earns trust. So think about how gender roles continue to influence emotional behavior. A woman crying in public may be seen as fragile. A man doing the same may be seen as courageous. Why is emotional expression viewed through such biased lenses? The truth is that both partners have emotional needs and both deserve safe spaces to express them without judgment or hierarchy. Midway through this reflection, I want to encourage you to keep watching, because we're not just pointing out problems, we're creating space for awareness and change. When we name the patterns, we can begin to shift them. Relationships thrive when both people contribute emotionally. It is not about who cries more, it's about who listens deeply, who shows up, who offers empathy without being asked, who leans in instead of shutting down. We also need to break the patterns that labels women as nagging or wanting deeper emotional connection. It is not nagging, it's a plea to be seen, to be heard, to be met halfway, and that plea should not be dismissed, it should be honored. There is power in mutual vulnerability, in creating a partnership where both people feel emotionally safe, where one doesn't carry all the weight alone, where both know how to check in, how to comfort, how to take responsibility. And let's not forget the generational context. Many men were raised in environments where emotional suppression was survival. Undoing that conditioning takes time, but it also takes willingness. A man willing to unlearn stoicism and lean into connection is not weak, he is growing. The goal isn't emotional perfection, it's emotional partnership. We both ask, how can I show up better for you? If you're someone who's been holding emotional space for too long without reciprocity, you are allowed to ask for more. You're allowed to say, I need you to meet me here, so let's shift the praise. Let's stop treating emotional presence in men as a bonus and in women as a baseline. Let's start expecting and supporting emotional effort from both. Because when both people show up emotionally, love deepens, trust builds, connection grows. Follow us across all social media platforms for more honest, emotionally intelligent conversations that challenge the way we love, relate, and grow. Drop a comment and tell us what emotional pattern or double standard you would like us to unpack next. And catch you in the next powerful episode.
Wow. Real emotions, real people, real episodes. Thanks for watching. Bye.